What's up, y'all? It's Chris here to talk about this weekend's Mikkel Kessler versus Andre Ward fight. Final fight of the first round of the Super 6 middleweight tournament. First up, be sure and check out the radio show tomorrow, special time, 11 a.m. Pacific. That's 2 o'clock on the East Coast. Leave It in the Ring Radio. I'll put the link over in the information part. Special guest going to be Shane Mosley. So be sure and check that out. Moving on to this fight, you got Mikkel Kessler, the WBA 168-pound champion, defending his title against Andre Ward. Mikkel Kessler's record is 42-1, 32 knockouts, stands in at 6'1" with a 73-inch reach. Andre Ward, 20-0, 13 KOs, also 6'1", although I saw something yesterday say 6'2", I'm not for sure. Shares the same reach, 73 inches, Kessler. Kessler's coming off 3 straight KOs/TKOs over some nondescript opponents. Before that, he had the loss to Joe Calzaghe, the decision loss. As for Ward, he's coming off the 3rd round TKO over Pudwill. Before that, he had his first high-profile win unanimous decision over Edison Miranda. As for this fight, Kessler has beaten an opponent somewhat similar to Ward before in Anthony Mundane. Not to say Mundane's the same fighter as Ward, but he is a very athletically gifted fighter similar to Ward, so he has faced someone similar in style. Whereas I don't think Ward's faced anyone either of Kessler's style or on Kessler's level. Not to say that's a deciding factor in this fight, but it's a point I'm making. The fight's taking place in Oakland, which is definitely an advantage for Andre Ward. He's going to have the home crowd behind him. Who knows how the judging is going to go? You never know in boxing how the judging is going to go, So, but crowd may play a factor. You don't know. We don't know. I do think it's going to be a close fight, on the scorecard. So we'll see if that ends up being a determining thing in the end or not. Chin, I think Kessler's got a better chin. I haven't really seen him stun or daze. I haven't seen a whole lot of Kessler's fights. I did see Ward get hurt one of his first fights on Fox Sports Net a long time ago to some nobody. Since then he's looked fine. He didn't get shook at all against Edison Miranda. And he took some pretty solid shots there. So I don't necessarily think that should be a problem. But I think Kessler definitely will be able to give him a test in that department. As for how I see the fight playing out or who I see winning, this is a tough fight. A lot of these fights in this tournament are tough to call. You can make a case for either guy. I've said that plenty of times in the past. Ward's definitely got the advantage in speed. Kessler's got the advantage in experience, probably strength. Technique-wise, these guys are two completely different fighters style-wise. Kessler, he's not one of those typical European fighters who's kind of like, people like to say robotic, and I don't know, there's certain styles that when you describe a European fighter, Kessler's not that. Kessler's a pretty good technical boxer. He's got pretty good movement. He's got pretty good speed. Not on Ward's level, pretty good speed, and he's definitely got a good combination punch. He's got a good jab, and he's definitely got a good 1-2. Follows that jab with that right hand. As for Ward, just a quick fighter, quick reflexes, somewhat similar to a young Roy Jones. I don't know if he's quite on that level just yet, but you see glimpses of young Roy Jones when you watch Andre Ward fight. Plus, Andre Ward has a huge amateur background. He was in the Olympics and stuff, so bronze medalist, I believe. Or was he a gold medalist? Man, I don't remember. Maybe he was a gold medalist. If he was, my bad. Whichever one he is. Whichever one I got right or wrong, my bad. But anyways, the way I think that Kessler needs to win this fight, or I think he can win this fight, is I think his punches are straighter. He punches right down the middle, straight down the pipe, as they like to say, whereas Ward's more of a winging puncher, throws more hooks, more angles and stuff. But I think Kessler, they always say the closest way to a distance or whatever is a straight line. So I see a lot of Kessler's punches getting through. Don't really know a whole lot about Ward's defense at this point. I think more so, like a Jones Roy Jones' past, relies on his reflexes and his speed movement to avoid punches. Ward's they're both probably want to keep this fight in the middle of the ring, more so Ward. I think Kessler, if he backs Ward up against the ropes, he'll be able to really go at him, let his hands loose. Depending on if he can put his hands on Ward, like I said, Ward's a very fast fighter. And very elusive as well. As for Ward, stay in the middle of the ring, use angles, move around, stick and move, basically. I don't think he really wants to exchange too much with Kessler, because like I said, I think Kessler may have the power and chin advantage. Can't say for sure, but that's just my opinion at this moment. But I don't know. I just think Kessler with the experience advantage, don't forget, he lost the fight to Calzaghe, but first 2 rounds of that fight, he was in it. I actually thought he was winning the first few rounds till Calzaghe, kind of switched momentum and got the upper hand and ended up pulling out the decision. But Kessler was beating Calzaghe early, and as we know, Calzaghe's no easy opponent. So I just think the experience advantage. I think his straight punching. I think his technique, which I'm not saying is better than Ward's, but I think styles make fights, and I think his style may favor him in this fight, just being the straighter puncher and possibly the harder puncher, I believe. So Ward could definitely win the decision here, though. I don't think I'm counting Ward out. Ward could win a decision. I haven't seen Ward in a big fight yet. I don't really count the Miranda fight as too big of a fight. So Ward could totally outclass him, but I don't really see that happening. I think it's going to be a close fight. I think it might be even a controversial decision, somewhat as Froch and Jarrell was, where people could make a case for either fighter at the end of the night. But in my opinion, I just think Kessler's going to pull out the decision here. Whether he gets the decision or not, we shall see. But I do think Kessler's going to win this fight. I think it'll be competitive. I think it'll be close, but I think Kessler should be the clear winner on points. 8 rounds to 4, something like that. And, they'll both move on to the tournament. And, who knows, depending on how everything shakes out, maybe they'll meet at the end. I know a lot of people are expecting Kessler and Abraham in the end. I probably am too, until, this fight goes down. If Ward wins, obviously I'm not going to favor Kessler to make it to the end. But looking forward to it either way. I'll probably be back on Sunday to give my thoughts afterwards. Real quick, be sure and check out the radio show, like I said, tomorrow. Aside from the Mosley show, we'll have a regular show as well at 5 o'clock Pacific. Guest's going to be Kelly Pavlik's trainer, Jack Lowe. Hopefully we can see what's going on with Pavlik. Be sure and check out the website, therewillbebloodfightshow.com. Our partners, istandandfight.com. Check out my Twitter if you want. I'll put all this stuff over here, links in the information part. And that's pretty much it for now, guys. Until then, or until Sunday, I should say, I'm out of here. Bye.